involving the northern part of Nigeria, how the North seem to be unhappy with the university approval for Southern Kaduna by the Tinubu administration. You understand that before now, Southern Kaduna have always been neglected because perhaps it's predominantly Christian. The Fulani in the north has always found a way to lord it over them. We have seen a situation where even for someone from Southern Kaduna to become a governor in that state have been a Herculean task. It has been a very difficult thing for someone from Southern Kaduna to govern that state. I think the fate of people from Southern Kaduna is the same fate that people from Plateau State are facing. You can imagine the situation where a Twitter handle that goes by the name Arewa Twitter is tweeting that Tinubu is dividing the North by giving Southern Kaduna University. One begin to wonder what is supposed to be an infrastructural development that all the North were supposed to be happy about is what the North is now using to say that the government is dividing the North. But don't get it twisted. I'm not a supporter of this administration of Senator Amebola Tinubu. But the truth is that the North have gotten their match. Don't forget that before now, the Fulani boasted that they voted for the president. They are the one that gave Tinubu the vote. But unfortunately for them, I think they are getting a return of what they never expected. But let me read this comment coming from Shehu Ghazali in reaction to the position of the North, particularly the Arewa Twitter over that university. He's saying hypocrites are crying over a federal university for Southern Kaduna. They do this because Southern Kaduna is predominantly Christian. He said they hate Christians. This is the truth. But the point is, why should anyone be unhappy with such a development? We understand that the Fulani has always wanted to control every part of the country. And if you look at what is coming from the North, it is understandable that they lord it over almost every part of the North. Because if you look at almost all the emirs in the North, you see Fulani, whether in Kano, in Sokoto, in Jigawa, in Borno, almost everywhere you find the Fulani. But unfortunately for them, they have not been able to do that in the southern part of the country. But they are even having a different agenda currently, trying to see how they can break even into the southern part of the country. But they are not finding it easy. But again, if you look at this bill of tax reform bills, I think the Fulanis are equally the major people opposing it because it is threatening all the power they wield in the country in the North before now. And if you look at someone like Bala Mohammed, who of course is the governor of Bauchi State, who said the other time that the North will show Tinubu their true color. And this is someone in the past who have said that if Fulani man carries gun, that Fulani man have right to carry gun, that Fulani man is a global citizen as such that they have liberty to move around with gun. And Tinubu is not stopping here because don't forget that I've told you earlier on, what I'm saying is not because I'm supporting the government, it's because of the current situation of things. Look at the current arrest of Bodejo. I'm talking about the military chairman. Don't forget that he was arrested in the past where he was accused of forming a vigilante group, arming them without the consent of federal government. But at the point, the government withdrew the case, but currently he's in detention. And the government have since gotten approval from a court to keep him in custody for 60 days to enable them conclude investigation. But the point we're making here is that before now, under Muhammad Buhari, the Fulani man was like a king. The Fulani man used to live above the law. Nobody could question, especially the chairman of Mietala, who, of course, we understand, have severally been accused then of perhaps one thing or the other. But currently, I think the government is taking it seriously. Whether you're a Fulani man, I don't think it is an issue that has to do with somebody being above the law. And another thing this Fulani people does is they want to make everybody believe that the whole North is Fulani. But the way it is, I think some people are beginning to speak up to actually make the people, or rather the world, know that everybody in the country is not supporting what happens, or rather what the Fulani does. I think this comment is coming from someone from Benue State. It goes by the hashtag at Simon Odaudu 71. He said, I'm from the Middle Belt, born and bred. I was born in Southern Kaduna, grew up in Abuja, and both parents are from Benue, Idoma. He said, what a lot of people don't know, or rather understand, is Middle Belters never perceive themselves as Northerners, except for Nasarawa. The Middle Belt is the sole reason why the incursion from the north never got to the south or east. Our fathers fought off Usman Dan Fodio. So you got to understand that what the Fulanis does is when they need power, they will quick to come together and say, we are not. We have 19 states. But this is coming from someone who is from Benue State, who should know better, saying that the Middle Belters do not see themselves as Northerners, except Nasarawa. And when it comes to issue of pursuing power, trying to get the power at the center, you see these Fulanis coming together and trying to make everybody believe that they are all Northerners. And again, why it is painful is that the Fulanis are like foreigners in Nigeria, though they have since become Nigerians, but they are the last people that came into this country. And the activities of the Fulanis is the reason we are seeing serious level of insecurity in the country. If you look at the banditry in different parts of the country, whether the one happening in Zamfara currently, whether the one happening in Benue, whether the one happening in Southern Kaduna, you see that they are at the center of it. And currently, their excesses have even extended to some part of the south. I'm talking about even as far as Delta State, where Fulani herdsmen reign supreme in the bushes, in the forest, kidnapping, maiming, and all that. So I think the government should be in the right direction if they are able to break their wings through federal might, because whatever I look at it, all we are seeing is criminality. Nobody is saying the government should start handling, arresting, or intimidating a Fulani man if you have not done anything wrong. But again, let us remember that the Global Terrorism Index says that the Fulani are the fourth most dangerous terrorist organizations in the world. This is not just rhetoric. This is a well thought out investigation, and yes, it's a well thought out investigation, something that has been proven. Of course, a survey has been done in that regard for Global Terrorism Index to come out to say they are the fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world. I think the government must take them seriously, because before now, the Fulani man sees himself as above the law, as someone that nobody can question his authority. They do things with impunity. But see the government currently taking the bull by the horn, especially with the issue of Bodejo, who is recently accused by the military of banditry and currently is in custody, though not yet under prosecution. The government has since secured a court order to keep him in custody for 60 days. That is 2 months to enable them conclude investigation. But I think if we must understand, because even during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, when Goodluck Jonathan was serious about the fight against insurgency, against terrorism, it was the governor of Bauchi State, yes, Murtala Nyako, who led his colleagues to United States of America to have a conference where they issued a communique that the government of then, that is the government of Goodluck Jonathan, was trying to kill northern youths. And you understand that even currently, though the judge who was handling Nankalu's case, I'm talking about Justice Bita Nyako, of course, who is a wife to the same Murtala Nyako, have since recused herself. But the point I'm trying to make is, when the government would have nipped Boko Haram in the bud, the northern governors under the same Fulani agenda accuse the government at the center of using further might to eliminate northern youths. But currently, I think they are battling with the same insecurity that the government would have nipped in the bud. But let me say a big thank you for your time. This is Satellite Media, and I'm Mr. Matthew.